Like to call the meeting to order. It's Tuesday the 12th. I hope you all celebrated or thought about 9/11 yesterday. I know I, like probably many of us, can remember exactly where I was. But I suppose I'm old enough to remember exactly where I was when John Kennedy was shot. So.
That's great.
In Pence.
I was in Washington.
Were you? I was in Pence. Anyway, any public comments? Any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, we'll proceed. I would like acknowledgement of the minutes from
So
September 5th. And that's it.
is this?
Motion from Sandquist, seconded by Drish. All those in favor? Aye. Minutes are acknowledged. Meet with the county engineer. So I have bad news. The county engineer is acknowledging his 60th birthday today. And so
He took the day off, huh?
he didn't take the whole day off. He worked this morning. And so remind him that he's old now when you talk to him. At any rate. So we don't have the county engineer today. So I do apologize for that. I did not realize that he was going to be old. The next item is to discuss the Heisel
Yes.
adjustment plan. And I think he's doing some talking.
I did. I spoke.
Could you have
Dwayne.
a seat up here and talk to
Sure,
us?
sure. So the only thing to report is that it needs to be rewritten as a minor subdivision, and then it will be presented to the Board of Supervisors.
So then we'll be okay, up to snuff. Or
Yes, at that point, you should have all the paperwork that you need to approve it. It should have triggered our subdivision ordinance previously,
Mhm.
and it didn't
Yeah.
due to
okay.
something.
Do you any idea when that might be ready so we can? And I realize it's probably up to you.
Yes, it's 100% in my control, and so I'm just gonna withhold it. No, unfortunately, I don't know. I do know, though, that process has started. So.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yes,
Elizabeth.
and I'm sorry that I can't give you more detailed
But if you let
timeline.
us know or let Abby know, she's the keeper of the agenda.
And Abby will know.
Yeah, I know she will. I know she will.
Abby will maybe know before I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Next item is to discuss and consider the ambulance transition plan. Come on up here,
Hi,
sir.
Brian.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. The ambulance transition plan is in flux. Tried to reach out to Bob Libby a couple of times. I've gone through Chauncey, and we're not getting really anywhere. Our contingency plan is going to be for getting out of the county. I'm reaching out, and I was waiting on Jacob Dawes to give us a time so he can be here about 8 o'clock in the morning on the 1st.
Yeah.
And then we'll be up and going by like 10 a.m. that day.
Is Mount Henry County able to cover that?
I've reached out to a couple of people. I haven't got any
Okay.
responses back yet. So
Because I know you had talked
I
to
talked to them a couple weeks ago and
Okay.
but they needed to know.
okay, I've reached out and still waiting on calls
Yeah.
back. As far as the transition goes, we're still trying to figure that out. We're trying to figure out, like me and Chauncey had discussed about, let's say, whatever time we decide upon, we go up to 11:55, where the ambulance is going to be. Things we need to know, or if they're on a call and it goes past that midnight, are they coming back to our station, drop it off,
Sure.
or what's happening? Where's all the equipment going to be? Because if the door's locked,
Yeah.
how are we going to get in?
Brian, if a 911 comes in at 11:55, that's care ambulance's
Care.
responsibility to complete that
That's
call for
correct.
service, right?
Yes,
Because there's no transitioning in the middle of an emergency.
that's correct.
So if they're on a call at midnight, they're not gonna stop that call.
That's correct.
Okay.
They complete their call, and then, you know, the thing is, when we go up against that deadline, like we're doing, we need to see about, because remember, you know, if they're on a call, let's say they're on a call at 11:55, they get that call 11:55, okay? Well, are we gonna, do we get that stock ambulance back, or do we have to
Right.
keep it over?
What are we gonna do? I mean, we need to get
Well,
some response
and-
from them.
I've gotten no response.
They
from
are-
them.
I know, that I
They are
know the
not
logistics and the
compliant
behind the
at all.
scenes, but reality is reality, and we need to get this sorted.
And I hesitate to throw anybody under the bus at a meeting, but the ambulance director has not been as cooperative with this transition plan as they probably could be.
No, we know that.
Um,
He said,
But we have contingencies that we're working on, right? You
Right.
know, coverage for, it's not too much of an ask, I don't think, to ask a sister agency to cover us for 12 hours.
And that's what we're working on, but it's a matter of, you know, during that time, you know, say it's 11:30, 11:45 at night. Keys, you know, keys for the ambulances, equipment.
Right.
Jackets, I got a list of things that we. were
well,
gonna
maybe would it work just to send an email to
ask.
Bob and
I
list those
have.
and copy? I don't care if you want to copy me
Well-
since I'm on the three-legged stool or
He, he
or
has not
Chauncey. I
been,
mean, Chauncey's a logical one, but
I think he's directed questions to
I
an
have.
attorney, which
I,
is not an effective way
Right.
to do a planning for emergency
Yeah.
service preparation.
I reached out about, you know, the structure cost. The only thing I got from him was he was trying to sell Adam 53 to us for 25,000. And then I heard that that was really crap, if you will. I reached out to him about his stretcher because we're running into some logistical
Mhm.
issues with Stryker. And he hasn't come up with anything for me. And I asked him as a professional courtesy, I mean, in any handover, you always have a period of adjustment between the oncoming and the outgoing. And we have to meet, I mean, logistic professional courtesy would tell you, hey, for the good of for the greater good,
Yeah.
let's make sure that when somebody calls 911, let's make sure we answer the call. But, you know, you would think that if he's in this business, come on. I mean, you know, let's put our petty differences aside and let's accomplish the bigger mission.
right, I think we all agree with that, but what are we gonna do if we really don't?
Get coverage from an outside agency,
Okay.
prepare for the worst,
How about
hope for the best.
the guy in Atoma that has a private, has he responded yet?
Remind me
He doesn't
again.
have a real ambulance, doesn't he have a transport car?
Yes.
I don't know what it
That's,
is.
that's who, yeah, he's
Okay.
not EMS. at all.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay.
So, you know, we have all these issues, you know, but we're preparing for, you know, at 11:55.
Sure.
But we're trying to work out the little issues of where the equipment's gonna be.
Hmm.
How are they gonna, you know, if they get a call, are they gonna strip their ambulance prior to giving us back? Then that pushes us back to what, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning?
I mean, I know, you know, that's the three-legged stool meets next Tuesday at 8, so we really need to have a plan by then, or,
Yeah, you know, I will say, those of us that grew up in the Midwest aren't used to dealing with this kind of crap.
Right.
You know, if we're gonna transition, if Chauncey buys a load of cows for me and he wants them at midnight, he gets them at midnight or
Right.
before. I mean, sorry, it just is not under the wrong way. I'm just like,
It's,
Come
yeah,
on.
it, to me too, because I'm, you know, an essential service like this, you want,
mhm.
you know, people to step up and to make sure that the greater good is taken care of, not to be, oh, well, you know, they did this or they did that.
do you think, remember at the last three-legged stool meeting, Julie said they were gonna have the ambulance in at Fessler's on,
I
The
called,
28th, that's what she
Is
said.
it-
I called on that
Yeah.
because there is no record for the ambulance going in anytime this month. I
It might have
have,
been the 28th of November, you know.
well, she said September and she showed
I
me
know
the
she said-
paper. Well, I called them
Right.
because we
because I
have
thought
drugs that
maybe
have
you
to
could
be
look at it
refrigerated.
then.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry?
That would be a time for you to at least see what's in it.
Well, I had, I called Fessler's. I got the ambulance
Good.
going in on October the 2nd, 8 a.m. just to check the refrigerator because we have to have it for some of our drugs.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's just,
For me,
Yeah.
the clear indicator of what Brian's dealing with in trying to set up this transition is we had reached out about the possibility of getting the ambulances 12 to
Right.
24 hours early, just to do the stalking, do the inspection, and make sure we were good to go. And the director of care ambulance indicated that they would lease us back the ambulances we own for $10,000 per day.
Jeez.
That's the attitude of our partners here.
You know,
I wouldn't call them partners at that point. Criminals.
I have probably bigger words.
well.
I guess it's pretty obvious they're not gonna, play
no,
nice,
They're
so
not gonna play nice.
we
And-
gotta figure out a realistic plan for where they're physically gonna be at midnight.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's the main thing.
So I'd like to pause for a minute and talk about something nice with the ambulance.
Okay.
And then come back to this.
Okay.
Okay, Brian and I, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday last week? We went out Thursday, we went out and talked with Steve. If you haven't been out there, I can't believe they've done what they've done. But he seemed to indicate we might get in there next week.
Oh,
In other
really?
words, early.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
trying very hard to get us in there next week. I know the doors are coming on the 20th
Okay.
and everything, but if they could get us in there a day too
That'd
early,
be wonderful.
that'd really be good.
It, when we went out there, we all think we know what we don't have room for supplies or this or that. But I tell you what, there's a lot more room than what we had thought. The inside is better than what I had expected.
It's a good
So,
building
It
for
is
the
good, building,
purpose.
good bones.
Connor, that's not a done deal, that's an anticipated date.
No,
Right.
September 20th, I hope it works out, that's my birthday.
The windows are supposed to be there. Oh, since it's your
Right.
birthday, I'm sure it'll
Yeah.
mess up. Thank you.
Nah.
Check
I
his
saw
birth
you
certificate.
writing down and it's like,
Gonna
I can
have
see
it.
the headline now, no.
Gonna have it all done.
Well, Connor, my point was,
Bob Lily's on.
if,
Bob Lily's on. Hey, Bob. Hello?
get ready for the gunfire. There he is. Welcome, sir.
Hello,
How you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, Bob, the questions that I sent you, do we have a time frame? There's, we don't want to get the ambulances back at 11:59 if we can help it.
We're still working on that.
Okay, what about I guess the equipment? I have a list I had sent to you. I got it, as far as when we get the ambulances, is the equipment gonna be in there or if they have a call at 11:55, how's that gonna take place, These are things we kind of need to discuss.
Yeah, I think we need to sit down face to face, Brian, and
Okay.
talk about that. The only equipment thing that you sent me was about a cot. And,
Yeah, I reached out about the cot. And,
yep, and radios.
okay,
And
right. Base station, and I believe there was some, let me bring it up.
yeah, so
MSDS
the
books.
only okay, Brian, the only thing you sent me a question about was a cot,
Okay,
radios.
all right. Okay, let me double check. If not, I do apologize and I'll send, I got kind of a lot going on. But, you know, would you be available maybe next Tuesday to meet?
Yeah.
Can you be can we meet at the ambulance board meeting and kind of get everybody on the same page at one time?
There's gonna be a meeting, you know, like we usually have at the hospital at 8 a.m. Tuesday.
Okay, 8 a.m. on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
if
Should
you
be
could
able- I
come, I
should-
think that'd be helpful, then we can figure out who, what, when,
Yeah.
where.
Right, that would get the ambulance board on the same page as us and we can actually hammer out in hard time, because right now I'm in flux. I don't have dates or times that I can actually pencil in on the calendar to say, okay, we gotta meet this criteria, and I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've told you all along, I really like to work with you guys to make this work.
okay,
But it has to be a joint thing together that we need to work together at this.
Yeah,
right,
we agree. And it'd be helpful if you can come next Tuesday at 8, that'd be great. And
Yeah.
that'll be at the hospital.
Yeah, I'll plan to be there.
okay.
Great.
Excellent.
Ultimately, it's about being sure that the patients are taken care of.
Right.
Well, yeah.
So we just,
I mean, that's what matters, because we don't want anybody, you know, we don't want to put anybody in a bad way or even suffer, because we, you know, we just got to make sure that we have the best available for the county. That's what matters. So, any other
No,
questions?
I really, my name is Susie Drish, and I appreciate you hopping on here. I
Yep.
do agree with you. We need the smoothest transition possible.
Yep.
Yeah, and I thank you for hopping on and talking to us.
yeah, you're welcome.
Chachi, you have any questions? No? Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, I look forward to seeing you, sir, at 8 on Tuesday, and we'll get this figured out, okay?
Okay. Hey, Brian, my number hasn't changed. You can always pick up my phone and call. Okay.
Hey, give it to me one more time if you don't mind. See, or you can.
Area code
just-
319
Okay, 319
330
330.
3655.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can also go on Iowa Department of Public Health on Care Ambulance, and as the director, it's all posted there as well.
Okay, no, hey, I
It's-
appreciate it.
it's public.
and I'll reach out, and then if there's any questions between now and Tuesday, and then if not, we'll see you Tuesday at 8, and we'll get this thing worked out. I appreciate you hopping on. That means a lot. So hopefully we'll get this figured out and go from there.
All right.
Good to see you, sir.
Okay, moving on. Anything else with the ambulance transition plan? I suppose we can talk about that next Monday as well, any additional things that come up, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's move on to discuss and consider the,
Sign.
whoa. The sign at 1900 West Burlington.
We got measurements for the sign. We are reaching out to the people in Tumwa and waiting for them to get back to us to come up with several designs and maybe some inserts of
Are
some.
we
Brian, I
talking-
think we're talking about the big
Existing
sign, at the
sign.
First National Bank sign that was out there.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Are we
Yeah,
gonna get rid of that?
No, I think we should hold on to it for a little bit
Okay.
and see. We took measurements of the sign, and I think we can probably get some inserts and put it on there. I think it's good from a traveling perspective, you know. I say just give me some more time
Okay.
and let
I
me.
mean, this
let me
one's
work
not
on it.
Yeah.
a time sensitive
yeah.
one.
Okay.
and Brian, I would say I was out by Community First Bank. You know where that's at? Jimmy John's.
Oh, well, that's all you
Just
have to
on-
say.
I-
Jimmy John's.
Okay, I did. So I noticed the Community First has a sign, it's really kind of cool. It also includes things from the community, like
Events,
come to the Barnyard Bash, come to do this.
right?
So I think that would make, yeah, it might be more important way for you, the ambulance service, to let the committee know we're involved in the
I
community.
think that'd be great. And then.
So why don't you go look at that sign and look
I
at all
will.
the stuff
I
they're
will.
saying,
That said, it'd be great to we advertise like CPR classes.
Are those for the community?
Yes, because you want everybody to be CPR.
My only
certified.
concern is, and you know as well as I
Yeah.
do, if you put something like that on it and you miss an event, then we're gonna get calls from people that say, you
Right.
put Susie's event on, but you didn't put Joe's event on.
I think we had a clear delineation of what was
Goes on.
acceptable and not, that way we're not playing favorites or being
Right.
accused of
Well,
playing
yeah.
favorites. Like, no,
Yeah.
non-governmental organizations or not-for-profits, things like that, but we're not advertising, the local barbecue restaurant specials, right? Something
Right.
like that.
oh, right,
But
right.
I'm thinking as far as just ambulance stuff related, such as your first aid training, CPR, stuff that we would host with
Do
the fire
ambulances do
department
that?
or something. Yes.
Okay, so I'll be really honest with you. Until I saw what community first had, and I kind of thought, oh, this might be relevant, I was ready to take that sign down.
Right.
So this will give the sign a little more life, so we all can just drive by community first and
Yep.
see what they're saying and how it might affect our community.
Well, we'll
good.
see, it all comes down to cost,
Yeah,
what's gonna
right.
cost.
Yeah. Have the relevancy in that.
Right.
All right.
No, I understand.
Again,
So we finished our discussion. Let me see, discuss and consider bank account startup for the Jefferson County Ambulance Service.
I took care of that.
I know, but Brian, I want the process.
Right.
You don't know the process. I don't know the process.
Right.
The way I understood it, you went and asked Brian, or no, you're Brian, Mark for some $100.
Right, to move $100 into the account, and they were gonna close our account.
What account was that?
oh, because there was no
The
money in
ambu-
it.
That's
Okay,
correct,
got it.
yeah, and so that money, we had to get checks. And,
Sure.
and the checks weren't for me, they were more for our billing company, they had to get a voided check with our name on it. And I'm like,
Wouldn't Jefferson
Huh.
County be
That's-
because you're not gonna write checks,
that's correct,
the county's gonna write the checks.
that's correct. But they had to have the Jefferson County for an NPI number, because it's under Jefferson County Ambulance.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And they're very specific about that, and
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask Mark to come in here? Because I just want us all to do the same thing. See.
no, absolutely.
Before that, the one thing I've been thinking about is, I think on that account right now, it's just you and Judy on it,
That's correct.
that we should rotate whoever's chair, like every year goes on
Oh,
it, because I know I'm the chair of
absolutely.
some committees that I'm on. And
That's how it usually is.
there's
We
always
rotate.
like somebody on it, because,
Absolutely.
yeah.
No, it keeps everything honest,
Thank you,
and it
sir.
also, everybody's on the same page. No, I agree. It should be the chair.
But we'll get Mark in here because we just want to know the smoothest way to do this.
Right.
Because I understand you used your own money.
I used $100.
Good. Dee and I would like 100. Connor would like $100 too.
Well,
Yeah.
Abby wants. She wants 200.
In hindsight,
She has
probably there
kids
would
that
have
they
been a
don't.
way to go to Shannon
Yeah,
and
kids.
say, here's the deal, we need to get $100 to put in the account,
and they sent me to Mark.
because
When I
we need
went
all
in
this
there.
paper trail.
Right, no, exactly.
But this
Um,
way, we'll get him in here. We'll just hear the whole same thing
Right.
all at once. And have you don't have your $100 yet, right?
What do you mean?
Didn't you put $100 in that account over there?
I just now down to 75 because I had to order checks that I thought that they ordered.
You're,
Good stuff,
you're a Midwest one, aren't you?
yes, man. So that's a good thing, because the county banks it.
He's on the phone, he'll be a little bit.
Okay, thank you. So, all right, Susie's stupid on this. You had to put $100 in an account before you could write a check. Where you could get a check.
To get to order checks, because
Yeah.
the account has to have a minimum of $100 in the account. I didn't have that at the time I was. working on my.
Well, nor should you have to use your private money for that.
No, understood.
Okay, because that,
Yeah.
I'd hate to see some auditor going, hey, what's this, you know?
Oh, I kept the receipts and all that, and that was, it's my daughter. That was just so we can keep the account from closing because
Sure.
it's for billing
And
too.
that makes sense. Anytime you open a checking
Right.
account, you have to have some money in there,
Exactly.
a minimum amount.
And that was, again, because I'm doing this onboarding, I did 206 different insurance companies a couple days ago. Um, So, and they all go from that bank account, which is attached to our NPI number.
Mhm, mhm.
So everything goes in there and then
And
goes
then,
to the
and then
county.
when the
and
money
all that.
goes from there to the treasurer,
Exactly.
how are you gonna divide it out so you'll be able to analyze the data?
It can be either through, I think, through electronic funds instead of a check.
Right,
Like,
but I mean categories, so you'll be able to tell Blue Cross, Medicare, you know, like, and it might be helpful to talk to Brett over the CFO
Right.
at the hospital and
Well, that
see how they
comes,
divide it up so that we have some.
we don't divide that up at all. The billing company keeps track of where all the monies come in from Medicare, Medicaid, Blue Cross Blue
Okay.
Shield, Aetna. And if you remember during that meeting
Right,
on here, they have it all categorized where the money comes from and. the
so you'll be able to
percentage.
run the reports from that.
Oh, absolutely. They have, well, we have to start gathering the data, but the first week after we open, and then we can run reports at will based upon what we can query the data, how much money is coming from where, stuff like that.
and that's tied to that bank account.
That's
And
correct.
so what's that bank account gonna think about your $75 or $100? How will that be reported? How will the system say, oh, that's Brian, that's not Medicare, that's Brian?
Personal. Personal right now, but I just did it as, again, as just
Well,
to
you
keep
need
it from being
It needed,
closed.
yeah, it needed,
And,
okay.
Okay, so Mark will be in here in a bit.
okay,
So I have a couple of things.
yes,
Ray Chambers over here, the VA guy,
okay,
brought in a bill last week for almost $350.
yes,
For our copy machine. Our
okay,
copy machine is, he says, is usually we never spend over $45. So that means it's your ambulance people up here Xeroxing.
yeah, protocols and stuff
And
like
that's
that.
fine,
Yes.
because we know that's coming to an end, that's temporary, but
Right.
that $300 and some is coming out of
Okay,
your operation. I mean, we'll take our normal part
Right.
that we usually get.
out of Chauncey's stuff,
Printing on my secret? Okay.
Well, I
Okay.
guess I assumed if we normally spend $345 and the bill's, no, 45 and the bill's $345, we assume the 45.
$5.
Brian assumes the 300, you
Right.
know.
Which
It's just fair.
should be, oh, absolutely,
It's just
absolutely.
fair. And then I know, I don't know, yeah, when you get some copy paper,
Uh-huh.
I know you give boxes of it.
Yeah, we
I
got
need,
some.
I would
coming.
like for you to give the auditors back some copy. paper.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I've got another question.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
On the checks with the sheriff's office,
Uh-huh.
those are only local, so refresh my memory on how we're handling the driving checks so that you know people don't have a bunch of tickets and things like that.
They run their own driving record
And they bring them
online.
to you?
Yes, they
Okay.
do.
Okay.
They pay for that $5
Sure.
extra, and they can do it online through the Iowa Department of
Okay,
Public Safety. And also, these reporting agencies, they also, when they're running into the Amanda file,
Mhm.
which is their online deal, that's reported as well. That's all kind of interlocked. So,
Okay.
Okay.
but yeah, everybody's turning out good. I got everybody's report back. So
Did you check the?
not yet. I will. Homeland Security?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. I got friends.
She did make it. on vacation and back, so maybe she's
Oh,
all right.
yeah. I enjoyed traveling across the pond. It's a long flight.
Was.
What airline?
See, I wouldn't even like to
Multiple.
travel across pond number 2 up here,
Oh.
let alone the pond.
Next time you go fly Emirates, all their seats are business class.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah,
They probably don't. go
they have
where I wanna
showers
go.
and a bar.
No, D, it's like better than home.
So
So-
everyone come back.
So what else do you want to tell us?
Training is coming along good. We're
Oh, that's
getting the
right.
schedule done.
Hey, and by the way,
Hectic.
where do we have to be and what time?
That Friends
Okay,
Church, right?
French Church, we're gonna start at 08. That's gonna be our introduction. Then you got 08 to 09. And then.
Are you gonna have policy manuals there or
Yes,
What's-
everything's gonna be there.
I think
you'll
Uh,
have employee handbooks?
Jack is gonna, Jack is comes on
Oh, good,
And
Jack comes on at
Yeah.
good.
12:30. He
Yeah.
comes on. He gets 12:30 to 1400. 9:30 to, I'm writing this down because I
Yeah,
can write.
Yeah, give us a schedule.
So it's like 9:30 to 1100 is the billing company.
Okay.
They're on Zoom. 11:30 and let's see at 11:30 to, I think it's 11:30 to 12:30 is Katie from hospital. She's coming in to discuss the drug bags, how they're going to be exchanged,
Oh,
how
yeah.
our numbering system, things like that for the med.
Pharmacy.
Are you buying McDonald's lunch for us?
I am not. I'm getting pizzas on Thursday and then I'm getting Subway on Friday.
I'm still bringing donuts.
Oh, and coffee.
No, I said donuts.
Coffee.
I'm not coffee anymore.
I love coffee.
Well, good.
Coffee's like.
And then-
Well,
When's Jack on?
He's on from 12:30 to 1400. And I extended his time by 30 minutes because of
That's good.
questions.
There will be, yeah.
And at the end of, once he goes over what he needs to go over, like for instance, the county, they will sign their paperwork.
Good.
And then
To acknowledge.
to acknowledge, and
Yeah.
they'll pass it to the side. I'll make a copy, I'll give a copy. Same thing goes with the other policies. They'll acknowledge. He's going over everything.
Good job.
and can I interject that
Yes,
I'm also, Darcy is printing copies for us to take.
yes. And
Just so
I
they
got
know.
20 of those. She gave me the
Did she give you the ones I told her to print already?
I believe so.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll check that, okay?
She didn't say that anything. She just gave me 20 copies and I said, thank you very much.
Hey, Mark, you got a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Could you want to come sit by us?
Come sit by me, Mark.
You got a minute. What's up?
Well, that $100 deal last Friday and all that.
Oh, okay.
How do we resolve that? I think Brian used some of his own money.
Yeah, I.
So he'll have to fill out a claim, turn it in the auditor's office? Yeah,
Yeah.
That was-
and then we approve the claim.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's something that we shouldn't always do.
Right.
Yes.
It happens.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would be a little hesitant. I mean, we've got the guys from Anderson Market downstairs.
It's definitely something I don't want happening all the time, but
Yeah.
occasionally they're okay with.
Yeah, just kind of a separation of church and state a little bit, if you're using personal and just questions that they don't need to ask and we don't need to answer.
Right.
Kind of thing.
I guess in my opinion is you don't give somebody a reason to look closer.
Yeah. Right. I mean, he was pressed for time and with claims were already in and everything like that.
So everybody's in agreement, we're all good, except Brian's got to submit the claim.
Yep.
And then we.
For
vote on-
reimbursement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when will you be doing that?
Hopefully, God willing, today.
So then we'll approve it Monday. Right?
Yeah.
You should have to-
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, so
Sure.
you got it.
Yes.
Do you have something from the bank, like a receipt?
Yes.
Okay, good,
That's all she'll need.
good.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure everybody was on the same page and nobody was upset and we, handled it smoothly and it wouldn't happen again.
I think so.
Appreciate that, appreciate that.
They're extenuating circumstances, we're all pressed for time right now, so, but we're
I'm pressed for sleep.
2.5 weeks.
You are. All right,
Okay. Thank you, Seth. Just make committee reports. Any committee report? I can't even remember
I
what I
didn't
did
have any
last
committee
week.
reports.
I looked at it like that.
I'm looking at the calendar and I'm like,
Brian, thank you very much
Yes,
for
absolutely.
everything you do. What time is coffee on in the morning downstairs? Just in case.
Whoever turns it on, I usually get here by 5:30.
In the morning?
I do.
You do?
Yes, I do.
can you try to call Bob
And
this afternoon?
Saturday. I was here Saturday.
Try to
I
call.
live
Bob.
here.
Try to call Bob.
I
I
will.
mean, it looks like he's ready to,
Do you think he's gonna show up on Tuesday? Honestly.
I don't know, I tried to call him now. He looked like he was riding in the car, so might be a good time to catch him.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Yes, I intend to be there on Tuesday.
Tuesday, what day? The 19th.
Tuesday, the 22nd.
That's it.
no, what?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, this
Next
September, the
Tuesday.
Tuesday is on the 19th, Bob.
Okay,
Oh, wait,
This
I
September.
intend to be there.
sorry,
Thank you.
It's okay.
it's next Tuesday.
Bob, that's a pretty red bar you're in front of back there.
Yep, it is.
Anyway.
Let
Okay,
me look.
Thank you.
Why did I think that was the 22nd?
don't move.
See you, John.
See you, Johnson.
Thank you, Chauncey.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chauncey.
It's September 19th at 8 AM.
I was just teasing you.
Yeah, well,
What is today's date? Today's date's the 12th.
all right, let's,
We are. I guess we're not having a work session with the ambulance director left.
we're doing the bills.
We're
claims.
doing bills and claims. I make a motion to allow the claims and approve the reports.
I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh,
Oh, and the amount is $97,026.56.
hey, Abby, thank you much. Motion to adjourn.
So move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, folks.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.